අද 2022 මාර්තු 26 අද උදෑසන 7ට ඉන්දියාවේ ඊශාන දිකට වෙන්නට තිබෙන නාගලන්ත ප්‍රාන්තයේ කොහිමාහේදී ආරම්භ වෙනවා දකුණු ආසියාතික රට හරහා දිවීමේ තරඟාවලිය. මෙම තරඟාවලිය සමගාමීව පැවැත්වෙනවා 56 වන ඉන්දියා ජාතික රට හරහා දිවීමේ ශූරතාවලිය. මේ තරඟාවලිය නියෝජනය කරමින් ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ සහ කනිෂ්ඨ ලෙස ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 12 දෙනෙක් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවෙන් සහභාගී වෙනවා. පිරිමි ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් කුමාර් සම්මුගේශ්වරම්, ආර්.එම්.එස්. පුෂ්පකුමාර, සාගර විජේවික්‍රම තරඟ වදින අතර පිරිමි කනිෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් ඇන්ජලෝ බෙනඩික්, චරිත් මధుභාෂණ සහ ජාලිය සංගීත් තරඟ වදිනවා. කාන්තා ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් නිමේෂා නිදර්ශනී, සුජානි පෙරේරා, චාමිනී හේරත් තරඟ වදින අතර කනිෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් සදී පොන්සේකා, හසින් ලක්ෂානි, WM හසුනි තරඟ වදින නියමිතයි. මෙම කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු හැටියට කටයුතු කරන්නේ මధుර පෙරේරා, බුද්ධික ඔනුවන් මේ කණ්ඩායමට එකතු වෙලා ඉන්න පුහුණුකරුවෙක් හැටියට. ඒ වගේම කාන්තා කණ්ඩායම බාර නිලධාරිණී හැටියට අචින්තා නිර්මාණී කටයුතු කරනවා. මෙම කණ්ඩායමේ කළමනාකරු හැටියට කටයුතු කරන්නේ එච්.ඒ. උපාලි. ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 12 දෙනෙක් තරඟ වදින මේ තරඟාවලියට දකුණු ආසියාතික රට හරහා දීමේ තරඟාවලියට ඉන්දියාව, බංග්ලාදේශය, මාලදිවයින්, නේපාලය, පාකිස්තානය මෙම රටවල් නියෝජනය කරමින් ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 71 දෙනෙක් සහභාගී වෙන්න නියමිතයි. ඒ වගේම ඉන්දියානු ජාතික තරඟාවලිය සඳහා රට හරහා දීමේ තරඟාවලිය සඳහා ක්‍රීඩකයන් 667 දෙනෙක් ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 667 දෙනෙක් සහභාගී වෙනවා. ඒ ප්‍රාන්ත 31 වගේම තවත් තෝරාගත් ක්‍රීඩා සමාජ 3කුත් සමග. ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් අද තරඟ වදින්නේ නාගලන්ත ප්‍රාන්තයේ කොහිමාහේදී. මේ තරඟාවලිය පැවැත්වෙන්නේ කොහිමාහේ ඉන්දිරා ගාන්ධී ක්‍රීඩාංගණය කේන්ද්‍රීය කරගෙන.
The very first event, which is 6 kilometers for boys under 18 years, we have 36 competitors in the fray. And for the first event, it is Mrs. Akumla Chuba NCS, Director, Youth Resource and Sports, Government of Nagaland, to start. And that happens to be the start of the very first event of the 56th National Cross Country Championship 2022 at Kohima. For this under 18 men's, it was started by Mrs. Akumla Chuba NCS, Director, Youth Resources and Sports, Government of Nagaland. 36 of the athletes are in the fray. The athletes, those are all given the entry or available, all are present in this very first event. And after the start, that is almost beyond 200 meters they are. And as of now, it is Abhay Kumar of Uttar Pradesh who is leading the bunch. And for the tail enters after the bunch. And that is a beautiful aerial view at Kohima. As you see, Nagaland, a land engulfed in mystery, inhabited by vibrant people zealously guarding their culture, dances, warriors, headhunters, mountains, valleys, forests. All these form the portrait of Nagaland the moment the world is uttered. But from extreme mystery to hosting a globally famous cultural festival, Nagaland has come a long way over the years and etched a name for itself in the world's tourist destination map. And we could see the athletes moving in their course. Nagaland came into being on 1st December 1963 as the 16th state of the Indian Union with Kohima as its capital. With a geographical area of about 16,579 square kilometers, Nagaland shares borders with Assam in the north and west, Myanmar and Arunachal Pradesh in the east, and Manipur in the south. And they are the two tailenders. After the turning point, the athletes are moving to the stadium. As they will be reaching the start point, they'll be completing a distance of 2 kilometers. In the sense, they will have to go for 2 more kilometers two more loops in order to cover 4 more kilometers. Yes, on reaching the start point, they'll be completing 2 kilometers, and that is a beautiful aerial view of the course. The South Asian Cross Country Championship and the 56th National Cross Country Championships are being taken up at Indira Gandhi Stadium, Kohima, Nagaland. And he happens to be the leader, 133. The athletes are moving towards the finish of their first loop. And that is the first race, which is 6 kilometers for boys under 18 years. One double three is in the lead. They're about to enter the stadium. Yes, the first athlete gets into the stadium, being followed by 2 more with little distance, and the 4th person also enters the stadium. 133 in the front. We have 310 for the second spot, who happens to be Rohit of Himachal Pradesh. And they are the athletes, those are getting into the stadium almost. Out of the 36 athletes, more than half of the athletes have entered the stadium to finish their first loop, that is completion of 2 kilometers. They'll have to go for 2 more laps, 2 more loops. And as far as the present position is concerned, it is still 133 leading the bunch as they move on for the second loop. And at the second position as of now we have 310 Rohit of Himachal Pradesh. For the third spot as of now it is Abhay Kumar of Uttar Pradesh. And at the fourth spot we have 479 Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra. Well, ladies and gentlemen, taking into consideration of the last edition of the National Cross Country Championship, for the race which is underway, that is boys under 18 years 6 kilometers, Gagan Singh of Haryana got the first place by clocking 19 minutes 55.74 seconds, while Naveen Chauhan of Madhya Pradesh clocked a timing of 20 minutes 01.90 seconds. For the third place, it happened to be Karan Gahan Dule of Maharashtra with 20 minutes 11.85 seconds. And there is a slight drizzle. And as they are taking up, the first international cross country was staged in 1898 at Villers-d'Avray, France. The first international cross country championship was held at Hamilton Park Racecourse in Scotland. The inaugural IAAF World Cross Country Championship took place on 17th March 1973 in the Belgian town of Waregem. Men cross country races have also taken place in 3 Summer Olympics in 1912, 1920 and 1924. And there are the athletes, those are moving on their second loop. Image of Puducherry, who is now crossing over, and that happens to be 528 Keninguthor Rame of Nagaland, who is now crossing over. Always show the lead bunch, lead runners. On the second loop, and that is the cultural presentation by the Nagaland right in front of the stage inside the stadium. And as far as the culture is concerned, Nagaland is very rich, a dash of color, people, life and culture. Spirits, fertility, social bonding and purification are the key elements that form the essence of Nagaland festivals. And again, taking you back to the leaders. Boys under 18 years for the 6 kilometers race have completed is about to complete. As they reach the start point, they'll be completing 2 loops and they will have to go for the last loop. Yes, they have entered. The athletes have entered for the completion of the second loop. As they move to the start point, they will have to go for one more lap, and they are the lead bunch as of now. 329. 329 is leading the bunch, being followed by 663. 479 and 133. 133, who was leading all along for 1.5 loops, is at the 4th position as of now. 329 is leading the bunch for the last loop. That is Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, being followed by 663. That is Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu. He is at the 2nd spot at present. And for the 4th spot, we have 479 Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra as of now. In the 4th one, it is 133. And in the 5th one, we have 310. Rohit of Himachal Pradesh. They are the leaders for this race as of now. 728 is at the 6th spot at present. That is Abhay Kumar of Uttar Pradesh is at the 6th spot at present. Show the leaders. They're moving on for the last loop. And as far as the prize money for this group, boys under 18 in the 6-kilometer race is concerned, the first place winner will be getting a prize money of rupees 10,000, while the second will be presented with 7,000 and the third will be presented with 5,000. Is in the third and the final loop. The leaders are forging ahead for the finish. They're moving towards the finish point, and all the 4 are very close. It could be anybody's race as they approach the finish. As of now, it is 479 Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra, who is leading the 4-member bunch. Along with him, we do have Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, 663. Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu. They are all moving together. The other athletes are very much placed behind. The competition is between the 4 athletes. That is Abhay Kumar of Uttar Pradesh, Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu. Last time, the first place winner had clocked a timing of 19 minutes 55.74 seconds. And he happens to be the leader. 310 is taking over the front position. From the 5th position, he is moving to the 1st, and that is Rohit of Himachal Pradesh is very much in the lead, leaving the other athletes behind. The athletes are in their third and the final loop for the completion of 6 kilometers race. Well, the leaders are very much surging ahead towards the finish point. In a short time, we'll be focusing them as they approach for the finish of 6 kilometers in boys under 18 years category. And that happens to be 329, who happens to be the leader. 329 being followed by 663 and 479. 329, that is Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, who is in the lead, being followed by 663. Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu at the second spot. Sujit Tikode is at the third spot at present. The leaders enter the stadium for finish of the race, and that is 329 Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir moving towards the finish. And for the second one, it is Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu. And for the third spot, it happens to be 479 Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra. They are the top finishers in the very first race of the 56th National Cross Country Championship 2022 at Kohima, Indira Gandhi Stadium, Nagaland. He is the leader and the top finisher. That is Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, who had finished for the gold. And that 479 happens to be the third place winner, Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra. The other runners are moving towards their finish. Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, who had finished for the first place, was almost in the lead bunch right from the beginning. And also Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu, who finished for the second place, was also in the lead bunch. And it happens to be Sujit Tikode, who was not in the lead bunch in the beginning, and later on he developed the pace and got into the lead bunch to finish for the third place. And that happens to be a very sensational finish among 416 and 682. And that shows the spirit. Abdul Halim of Kerala doesn't want to give up, even though he was not in the medal bracket. That is the spirit of the race. Well, as far as the results, what we have witnessed through the race, it is Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir for the first place, Walter Kandulna of Tamil Nadu for the second place, and Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra for the third place. Ladies and gentlemen, anyhow, we will have to wait for the official results. These are the placings what we found through all the way along the race, but it all depends only when the official results are being released, because they will have to get the updates from the turning points and there should not have been any foul. If that is the case, these three are the winners. That is Ritik Sharma of Jammu and Kashmir, Walter Kandalna of Tamil Nadu, and Sujit Tikode of Maharashtra. Anyhow, we'll have to wait for the confirmation of the official results. And that happens to be Ballu Yalapa Hegri of Karnataka towards the finish. And that is Roger Rajesh Bhai Rathod of Gujarat for the finish. And that is another athlete approaching towards the finish point. 161, Ashitosh Kumar of Bihar. First race, 6 kilometers race for boys under 18 years got over. At 7:40 we will be taking up girls 18, 4 kilometers race. At 8:15 it will be boys under 16 years 2 kilometers race. And at 8:30 it will be 2 kilometers race for girls under 16 years. At 8:50 it will be the start of under 20 boys 8 kilometers race, SAAF and national as well. Following that we have 4 medal ceremonies and the next race on track which will begin at 9:40 for girls under 20 years, which will be of 6 kilometers for SAAF and national as well. Then we will be having couple of medal ceremonies. At 10:40 it will be start of men 10 kilometers SAAF and national race. Thereafter there will be a couple of medal ceremonies. At 11:30 it will be the start of women 10 kilometers, which will be for SAAF and national as well. At 11:40 the medal ceremonies will begin and we'll be having 4 medal ceremonies, and thereafter the team championship medal ceremonies will be taken up one after the other.
We are at the threshold of the second event of the 56th National Cross Country Championships. The under 18 girls 4 kilometers race, comprising of 2 loops, each of 400 meters on the synthetic track and 1,600 meters on the road.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the South Asian Cross Country Championship along with the 56th National Cross Country Championships being organized by Athletics Federation of India under the aegis of South Asian Athletic Federation and being hosted by Nagaland Athletics Association. With the first race got over, that is 6 kilometers for boys under 18 years, we are about to take up the second one, which will be 4 kilometers race for girls in under 18 years section. And as far as this event is concerned, we have 32 entries. The athletes are very much at the start point, and in a couple of minutes we are about to take up the second event of the 56th National Cross Country Championships. And as far as the prize money for this event is concerned, for girls under 18 years, it will be 10,000 for the first place winner, 7,000 rupees for the second place winner, and 5,000 rupees for the third place winner. And as far as the results of the last edition of this championship, that is 55th National Cross Country Championship 2021, which took place at Chandigarh in February 2021. Girls under 18 years, it happens to be Supriti Kachap of Jharkhand to finish for the first place, Akancha Ketkata of Tamil Nadu for the second place, and Urmila Bishnoi of Rajasthan for the third place. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to take up the second event of this championship, we are about to inform you the dignitary to hand over the fire will be Mr. Lanu Toy, founding president of Nagaland Olympic Association. He'll be handing over the fire for the second event, that is 4 kilometers race for women under 18 years. All set. The athletes are very much ready at the start point, and they are about to take up their 4 kilometers, which will be of 2 loops race. Well, that was the race, and that had been fired by Mr. Lanu Toy, the founding president of Nagaland Olympic Association. The athletes are moving, and as many as 32 of the athletes are in the competition. And that is a beautiful aerial view of the athletes for the 4 kilometers race, 2 loops race for women under 18. And they are the leaders, those 3 are the leaders. 405, Ans Maria Thomas of Kerala. For the second spot, we have 399. Devika Ben of Kerala. So top 2 leaders are from Kerala. 405 in the first position as of now. 399 is in the second place as of now. And for the third spot, we have 711, Sunita Devi of Uttar Pradesh. They are the leaders at present, and that is a beautiful aerial view of the 2 loops race, that is 4 kilometers for girls under 18 years. After almost 350 plus meters, they have moved out of the stadium and going on the road. And there is a beautiful stretch which has been protected well by the organizers. The traffic through these roads are being diverted for the good conduct of the cross-country race over here. And here we would like to make a mention that this happens to be the very first international event, as far as any sport is concerned, and as far as the athletics, this happens to be the first national cross country happening over here, and that is 4:05 Ans Maria Thomas of Kerala, who is leading the bunch, having Devika Ben of Kerala at the second spot, and Sunita Devi of Uttar Pradesh at the third spot. And that is a beautiful view of Kohima. The other athletes are also moving ahead, even though there is the scattered athletes are in the scattered position, not moving in the bunch. The top three are just one after the other. The others are being scattered very much. And that happens to be athlete 534 Tamararasi of Puducherry. As per our views, she's the one who happens to be the tail ender of this race, 4 kilometers. The lead runners, having taken their turn, are moving towards the start point, that is stadium, to finish the first loop of covering 2 kilometers. The girls on the move, under 18 years for the 4 kilometer race. They are the lead bunch. They are the leaders of the race. And now it is 654 who had taken over the lead. And that happens to be Akancha Kirkata of Tamil Nadu. Akancha Kirkata of Tamil Nadu is now taking over the race as a leader. Yes, 4 people are the lead bunch of this 4 kilometers race in girls under 18. The other leaders, we have 206. Presently, it is Sonam of Delhi who is taking the lead. From top, you could spot the 4 athletes. Those who are about to get into the stadium and approach towards the start line for the finish of the first loop of 2 kilometers. Yes, that is a curve which leads them to the stadium. And there is 206 in front. 206 Sonam of Delhi is in front. Along with her, we have 654 Kirkata of Tamil Nadu, 711 and 206. And there is Sonam of Delhi who happens to be the leader as of now, being followed by 654 Akancha Kirkata of Tamil Nadu. For the third spot at present we have Sonam 206 from Delhi, and for the fourth spot at present we have Sunita Devi of Uttar Pradesh with bib number 711. They are the leaders and they are moving on for the last loop, which will be of 2 kilometers. Having completed 2 kilometers and almost 200 meters, they are moving on for the 4 kilometers race last loop. And there again, we could witness the 4 all remaining in the bunch with 206, 209, 654 and the 711. Yes, that is Sonam of Delhi, who is presently leading the bunch. The leader is getting changed very frequently. And at present, for the 4th place, it happens to be 5th place, it happens to be Renu Kivat of Madhya Pradesh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we could see, it is Sonam of Delhi leading the bunch, being followed by 209. The leaders of 4, they remain intact as a bunch. Nobody wants to give up to the other person. They're having a beautiful race, moving ahead very swiftly. And there you could see a spectator who wants to be away from the course of the race. And that is a course as if the race is concerned. In one loop, almost 400 meters will be taken on synthetic track and the remaining on road. There is 1,600 meters on road for the completion of 2 kilometers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the leaders are about to approach the finish for their 4 kilometers race, we would like to keep you informed. You can witness the live results in www.indianathletics.in and other social medias, Instagram, AFI India Official, Facebook and Twitter, it will be Athletics Federation of India. Girls under 18 years taking up their 4 kilometers race. This happens to be the second one in the 56th National Cross Country Championship 2022. And as far as the last edition of this championship, which took place at Chandigarh, in girls under 18, the winners happens to be Supriti Kachap of Jharkhand, second place winner Akanksha Kirkata of Tamil Nadu, Akanksha Kerkata of Tamil Nadu is very much available in the lead bunch for this race. Urmila Bishnoi of Rajasthan finished for the third spot. That is the lead bunch. 654 happens to be the leader, and that is Akanksha Kerkata of Tamil Nadu is leading the bunch, who happens to be the silver medal winner in the last edition of this championship with a timing of 15 minutes 02.36 seconds. 654 in the lead. 306 is at the second spot, we suppose, or 206. And the leader enters 654. 654 happens to be Akanksha Kerkata to finish on top, representing Karnataka. 206 Sonam of Delhi representing Delhi. She's finishing for the second spot. 208 is finishing for the third spot. And that is Ruhi Bora of Delhi. Second and third place are being snatched by Delhi. Akanksha Kerkata of Tamil Nadu to be on top for this race, and that is Akanksha Kerkata of Tamil Nadu, who happens to be the gold medal winner of this edition and the silver medal winner of the last edition. Next finisher, it happens to be 465, Srishti Sridhar Redakar of Maharashtra. Well, as of the finish is concerned, Akanksha Kerkata of Tamil Nadu finished on top for the first place, while Sonam of Delhi had finished for the second place, and Ruhi Bora of Delhi finished for the third place. First place being Tamil Nadu, second and third are with Delhi. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the results were being witnessed and announced right at the finish of the race are subject to the official confirmation. The official confirmation results only will confirm us whether they have gone through in the correct manner all through the course of the race, whether they have registered their presence at the turning point and everything, and beyond foul.
आगे खड़ा है मतलब मेरे भाई नहीं अलग मेरे दो मेरे भाई दे अचार को बेचते रहो यहाँ पे दो मैं भेज दूँगा वो भी ऐसा सीट आना है ना और हाँ तार को भेज दी अभी अरे लाओ तो हाँ भेज दिए तेरे को ठीक है अभी भेजा हाँ एक्सेल में भेजा हाँ व्हाट्सएप में भेजा हाँ व्हाट्सएप किया हाँ कर दिया व्हाट्सएप कर दिया ठीक है ये एक्सेल में ऊपर लिखा कोई नहीं अभी भेज दो लिखा होता है नहीं वो लिखा लेगा ऊपर भी लिख के भेज जैसे मूर्ति को भेज रहे ना कोई बात नहीं ये मूर्ति को मैंने बोल दिया मैं अपना पेमेंट वगैरह
අද 2021 මාර්තු 26 අද උදෑසන 7ට ඉන්දියාවේ ඊසාදිකට වෙන්නට තිබෙන නාගලන්ත ප්‍රාන්තයේ කොහිමාහේදී ආරම්භ වෙනවා දකුණු ආසියාතික රට හරහා දීමේ තරඟාවලිය. මෙම තරඟාවලිය සමගාමීව පැවැත්වෙනවා 56 වන ඉන්දියා ජාතික රට හරහා දීමේ සූරතාවලිය. මේ තරඟාවලිය නියෝජනය කරමින් ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ සහ කනිෂ්ඨ ලෙස ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 12 දෙනෙක් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවෙන් සහභාගී වෙනවා. පිරිමි ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් කුමාර් සම්මුගේශ්වර, ආර්.එම්.එස්. පුෂ්පකුමාර, සාගර විජයවික්‍රම තරඟ වදින අතර පිරිමි කනිෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් ඇන්ජලෝ බෙනඩික්, චරිත් මధుභාෂණ සහ ජාලිය සංගීත් තරඟ වදිනවා. කාන්තා ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් නිමේෂා නිදර්ශනී, සුජානි පෙරේරා, චාමිනී හේරත් තරඟ වදින අතර කනිෂ්ඨාංශයෙන් සදී පොන්සේකා, හසින් ලක්ෂානි, WM කසුනි තරඟ වදින නියමිතයි. මෙම කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු හැටියට කටයුතු කරන්නේ මధుර පෙරේරා, බුද්ධික උණුවන් මේ කණ්ඩායමට එකතු වෙලා ඉන්න පුහුණුකරුවෙක් හැටියට. ඒ වගේම කාන්තා කණ්ඩායම බාර නිලධාරිණී හැටියට අචින්තා නිර්මාණී කටයුතු කරනවා. මෙම කණ්ඩායමේ කළමනාකරු හැටියට කටයුතු කරන්නේ එච්.ඒ. උපාලි. ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 12 දෙනෙක් තරඟ වදින මේ තරඟාවලියට දකුණු ආසියාතික රට හරහා දීමේ තරඟාවලියට ඉන්දියාව, බංග්ලාදේශය, මාලදිවයින්, නේපාලය, පාකිස්තානය මෙම රටවල් නියෝජනය කරමින් ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 71 දෙනෙක් සහභාගී වෙන්න නියමිතයි. ඒ වගේම ඉන්දියානු ජාතික තරඟාවලිය සඳහා රට හරහා දීමේ තරඟාවලිය සඳහා ක්‍රීඩකයන් 667 දෙනෙක් ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් 667 දෙනෙක් සහභාගී වෙනවා. ඒ ප්‍රාන්ත 31 වගේම තවත් තෝරාගත් ක්‍රීඩා සමාජ 3කුත් සමග. ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන් අද තරඟ වදින්නේ නාගලන්ත ප්‍රාන්තයේ කොහිමාහේදී. මේ තරඟාවලිය පැවැත්වෙන්නේ කොහිමාහේ ඉන්දිරා ගාන්ධී ක්‍රීඩාංගණය කේන්ද්‍රීය කරගෙන එහි කාලගුණ තත්ත්වය ගැන අපි විමසීමක් කළා කණ්ඩායම් කළමනාකරු එච් උපාලි මහතාගෙන්. අපි ඊයේ අන්තර්ජාලය හරහා ගත් තොරතුරු සසදද්දී ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ නුවරඑළිය ප්‍රදේශයට සමාන දේශගුණික තත්ත්වයක් තමයි අපිට දකින්න ලැබෙන්නේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම නුවරඑළිය ප්‍රදේශයේ පුහුණු ලැබෙමින්
individual winner when he won the third of his trio titles in 1985 at 38 years and 34 days of age. At the other end of the spectrum, the youngest individual winner is Kenya's Lydia Cherome, who took the 1991 junior women's title when she was just 13 years 317 days old. And they are ready, and that is going to be the third race for the 56th National Cross Country Championship being conducted along with the South Asian Cross Country Championship by the Athletic Federation of India under the aegis of South Asian Athletic Federation, being organized by Nagaland Athletics Association. And that happens to be the 2-kilometer race start, which had been fired by Mr. Nebu Sekoshi, President of Nagaland Football Association. Mr. Nebu Sekoshi, President of Nagaland Football Association, is the dignitary who had handed over the fire for the start of 2 kilometers race for boys under 16 years. And there is a bunch of boys, and this is going to be a very tough race, as this will be one loop race. There cannot be any bunching out, and that happens to be 520 who is in the lead. T. Kyutsu of Nagaland is in the lead, and that is T. Kyutsu of Nagaland who is leading the bunch, being followed by Priyanshu of Uttarakhand for the second spot. In the third race, it is T. Kyutsu of Nagaland who happens to be the leader. in white attire, being followed by 750 Priyanshu of Uttarakhand. Excepting one person and thereafter two athletes, all others are moving just one after the other. There is no clear leader anyhow. It happens to be T. Kiyutsu of Nagaland who is leading the bunch, being followed by Priyanshu of Uttarakhand at the second spot as of now. They'll have to go for one loop race. Yes, they'll be doing 400 meters on track, synthetic track, and remaining on road 1600 meters. And leader got changed over there. Kiyutsu is somewhere around 7th position as of now. Moving on, the athletes are moving towards the turning point. They are ready to reach the turning point, which is halfway, almost halfway of the 2 kilometers race. Takes over as a leader 750 Priyanshu of Uttarakhand. They are about to enter the stadium in a very short while and approach towards the finish point. Aman Kumar of Haryana takes over the lead, leaving Priyanshu of Uttarakhand to the second spot. There is a tough fight between two of the lead athletes, that is Aman Kumar of Haryana and Priyanshu of Uttarakhand. Yes, they are entering the stadium. The leaders are entering the stadium. And there happens to be 290 Aman Kumar of Haryana to finish on top. 750 for the second spot, Priyanshu of Uttarakhand. 129 for the third spot. That is Harish Mullu of Andhra Pradesh. It was a tough fight between Aman Kumar of Haryana and Priyanshu of Uttarakhand. In the last few meters, all along, Aman Kumar was not figuring to be in the lead. Only in the last few meters, Aman Kumar of Haryana had taken over and finished for the first place, leaving Priyanshu of Uttarakhand for the second spot. Priyanshu of Uttarakhand had been dominating the race for a longer time when compared to Aman Kumar of Haryana. And for the third spot, it happened to be Harish Mullu of Andhra Pradesh, who was also a little behind, and only towards the finish point he was able to come to the third spot. And that is a beautiful aerial view which is showing the oval, the start and finish point, where you could see an athlete just getting under it for the finish. A beautiful view, what a panoramic view. Every now and then there is a light drizzle. It comes off and moves away. Again it comes off, moves away. And that allows the athletes to do their events very peacefully. And it is almost 16 degrees over here at Kohima. With the third race got over, we are about to take up the fourth, which will be 2 kilometers race for girls under 16 years. And almost we have 32 competitors to take part in girls under 16 years 2 kilometers race. And here we are getting the confirmation from the call room that all 32 are present. All the 32 are present for the 2 kilometers race in girls under 16 years category. And as far as the prize money for girls under 16 years category for the 2 kilometers race, it will be 10,000 for the first place winner, 7,000 for the second place winner, and 5,000 for the third place winner. And that is the section of school boys and girls. Those are enjoying the first of its kind in the soil of Nagaland as far as athletics is concerned, and the first of its kind as far as the South Asian Cross Country Championship is concerned. Not only in athletics, this also happens to be the very first among all the games as far as Nagaland is concerned. This happens to be the first international event. Kilometers race. race. 32 competitors are taking part in this event, and the race of 2 kilometers for girls under 16 years will be flagged off, and the fire will be handed over by Mr. T. Mirin Paul, Senior Vice President, Nagaland Olympics Association, who is also the President of Nagaland Amateur Boxing Association.
The shot will be fired by Mr. T. Mirin Paul, Senior Vice President, Nagaland Olympics Association and the President of Nagaland Amateur Boxing Association. This here is the start of under 16 girls 2 kilometers cross country race.
And that is Mr. T. Mirin Paul, Senior Vice President, Nagaland Olympics Association, who is also the President of Nagaland Amateur Boxing Association, will be handing over the fire for the race 2 kilometers in girls under 16 years. "32 of the competitors."
The shot is being fired by Mr. T. Mirin Paul, Senior Vice President, Nagaland Olympics Association and President, Nagaland Amateur Boxing Association.
These girls will have to go for one lap race, and that happens to be the start of 2 kilometers race for girls under 16.
Cross-country race.
The fire being handed over by Mr. T. Mirin Paul, Senior Vice President of Nagaland Olympics Association.
Track and 1,600.
And as far as the results for the present event, it happens to be Sunita Devi of Uttar Pradesh, who finished for the first place in the last edition. Priyanka Madivalappa of Karnataka for the second. Sanika Sashikant of Maharashtra for the third place as far as the last edition is concerned. And there happens to be a person who is very much well ahead of other athletes, and that is 512. Imiti Sangalo Kangsho of Nagaland to lead. She is very much ahead of the other athletes. The athletes moving out of the stadium, moving onto the road, and that is Imti Sanglo Kongsho of Nagaland in white leading the bunch. Following here we have Vaibai Dilipbhai Vazava of Gujarat. And that is the aerial view for the one loop race 2 kilometers for girls under 16. And there is a section of runners who is taking their one loop race, that is 2 kilometers. Moving towards a turning point. The section of girls, those are running over there. And as far as the prize money for these girls, that is girls under 16 is concerned for the 2 kilometers race, It will be 10,000 meter for the 10,000 rupees for the first place winner, 7,000 rupees for the second place winner, and 5,000 rupees for the third place winner for the 2 kilometers race in girls under 16 years. Still they are moving towards the turning point. And as far as some of the international standards are concerned, even though this happens to be the South Asian Federation and national, will have to aim for the higher modes so that we are giving you the international records as well. Ethiopia's Kenenisa Bekele won 16 gold medals at the IAF World Cross Country Championship, 12 individual and 4 team medals. He achieved 5 consecutive double victories between 2002 and 2006 in both the long course and now discounted short course races. In addition, he got an unprecedented 6th senior men's long course victory in 2008 and won the 2001 junior title. And the leaders are about to enter the stadium, approaching towards the finish of the race, that is 2 kilometers for girls under 16 years. And that is the middle of the bunch. And that is 655, who happens to be the leader. Closely we have 268. 655, Basant Kumari of Tamil Nadu is the leader as they approach towards the finish point. She is in a comfortable lead, leaving the other athletes just behind, of course, hardly 5 to 6 meters away. At the second spot, we have Hina of Haryana with bib number 268. And that is Basanta Kumari of Tamil Nadu, who is putting herself very much in front, just getting down on the slope comfortably ahead. There is no close threat to her anyhow. We will have to wait and see as they climb up if anyone could catch her up. She is a lone leader as of now. Yet that happens to be the entrance of the stadium, and that is Basant Kumari of Tamil Nadu. Moving ahead, well ahead, and she is very much sure about getting the goal. That is Basant Kumari of Tamil Nadu, finishing for the first spot. And we could see the second spot in a very short time. That is Basant Kumari of Tamil Nadu finishing on top for the 2 kilometers race in girls under 16 years. And for the second spot, it happens to be 366, and for the third spot, it happens to be 268. And Pranati of Karnataka finishing for the second spot. Hina of Haryana finishing for the third spot. Basant Kumari, who was not a leader in the initial level of the race, surged to be the leader after the turning point, and she was sailing all through very comfortably, and that is Basant Kumari of Tamil Nadu finishing on top, leaving Pranati of Karnataka for the second spot and Hina of Haryana for the third spot. And that is the fourth race which is about to get over. The fifth one will be men 8 kilometers under 20 years. 8 kilometers for men under 20 years.
अजय ना बोले
109. लिख दीजिए टोटल नंबर 109.
All getting set for the start of under 20 boys, 8 kilometers, South Asian cross country as well as national 56th national cross country championship. Shortly we're going to witness the under 20 boys, 8 kilometers, South Asian and 56th national cross country championship. Race for under 20 boys.
Well, we are about to take up the fifth race of this championship here at Kohima, Nagaland. And this is going to be 8 kilometers race for men under 20 years.
Gunshot will be fired.
And for the first time, it's going to be South Asian Cross Country Championship as well as 56th National Cross Country Championship together are going to take up the race for 8 kilometers. The results will, of course, be declared for South Asian separately and national separately. But they are about to take up together. And as far as the international, excluding Indian team, 8 members are taking part for the National Cross Country Championship. It is almost 109. Just we'll have to wait and see how many people are present over there. That is going to be a race for South Asian cross country and national cross country as well. The dignitary who is about to hand over the file for this 8 kilometers race in men under 20 years is Mr. Pile KZ, the president of Northeast Taekwondo Union. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as far as the South Asian Cross Country Championship is concerned, with bib number 1048, it is Gigi Angelo of Sri Lanka, 1026 Karki Badal of Nepal, 1029 Bohara Dipendra of Nepal, 1051 NBAC Prabhat Madhubhasana of Sri Lanka, 1052 KM JSD Madhushan of Sri Lanka, 1007 Islam Muhammad Ariful of Bangladesh, 1011 51 NBAC Prabhat Madhubhasana of Sri Lanka, 1052 KM JSD Madhushan of Sri Lanka, 1007
Under 20 boys, 8 kilometers. The start to be given by Mr. Visul, President, Northeast Taekwondo Union.
That happens to be the start of 8 kilometers for men under 20 years. South Asian cross country and national are being taken up together. Eight athletes from 4 foreign countries and 117 athletes for the national, in which Indian team is also figuring. And as we could see, 1026, 1029, 141 or the leaders, 142 is following him. 1026 happens to be Karki Badal of Nepal to lead the bunch, being followed by Bohra Dipendra of Nepal. And for the third spot, we have 141 Harang Cheri of Arunachal Pradesh and 142 Joni Chije of Arunachal Pradesh for the fourth spot. This is the third and fourth spot as of now. And that happens to be 1026 Karki Badal of Nepal to lead the bunch, being followed by Bohra Dipendra of Nepal. Two of the international runners are leading the bunch. And as far as the Indian athletes are concerned, it is Harang Cheri of Arunachal Pradesh, Joni Chiji of Arunachal Pradesh to be in the third and fourth spot respectively. And there is still Karki Badal of Nepal, who is in the lead. Bunch of athletes moving together for the 8 kilometers. They are on their first loop. They will have to take up 4 loops to complete the race of 8 kilometers. The leaders are getting changed over there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we would like to keep you informed that you can get the live results in www.indianathletics.in, and in other social medias also. You can follow this in Instagram, AFI India Official, in Facebook and Twitter, Athletics Federation of India. After turning point, they are on the move. And there's a big bunch which is yet to reach the turning point. And this is going to be the first race. This happens to be the first race having South Asian athletes and national athletes as well for the 8 kilometers in men under 20 years. As we could see, on completion of the first loop, the athletes are ahead. 388 happens to be the leader as of now. That is Shivaji Parashu of Karnataka is the leader at present. 467 happens to be the second person, who is Indrajit Ashok Farkate of Maharashtra. 727 is at the third spot as of now. That is Lo Chowdhury of Uttar Pradesh. 729 is in the fourth spot. Seven to nine happens to be Pankaj Kumar of Uttar Pradesh. In the fifth spot, we have 224. And that is the race they are moving on. The bunches are led by 388 Shivaji Parashu of Karnataka. At the second spot at present we have Indrajit Ashok Farkate of Maharashtra. At the third spot presently we have Lo Chowdhury of Uttar Pradesh. And they are the leaders. Having completed the first loop, they are on their second one. Lo Chowdhury, Indrajit Ashok Farkate, and Shivaji Parashu of Karnataka. They are among the lead bunch. Often the leaders are getting changed over among themselves. They are the leaders of the race. We could see the lead bunch. They are moving on. 3-6-8 being followed by 4-6-7. The 8 kilometers race for men under 20 is underway, which comprises the athletes taking part from South Asian countries and the national as well. The Indian team, that is athletes representing different states. They are figuring around 109, while the foreign athletes are 8. And among these 109 athletes representing different states, Indian team will also figure. And they are the leaders who are in approach. You could see the leaders of the race moving through the course. 388 happens to be the leader, who is Shivaji Parashu Madapagoudra of Karnataka. And they are the leaders. They are about to enter the stadium. Yes, they have entered the stadium for the completion of the second loop. They will have to go for 2 more loops. That is 388. Shivaji Parashu of Karnataka is in the lead. Having completed 2 loops, they are on the move for the third one.
Of under 18 boys 6-kilometer cross-country race. The medals will be presented by Mr. Kumar, Speaker, Nagaland Legislative.
And there is an aerial view
The traditional gifts will be presented by Mr. Kumar
of men under 20 years.
Nagaland Olympic Association and